Journey to the Red Planet. In the year 2045, Earth was bursting at its seams. Overpopulation, climate change, and dwindling resources had left humanity desperate for a new home. Amidst this chaos, the world celebrated an unprecedented breakthrough, the establishment of the Mars Colonization Initiative, or MCI. The first crewed mission to Mars was set to launch, and among the chosen few were three adventurous teenagers, Ava, Sam, and Tia. The trio had always dreamed of exploring the cosmos. They had grown up watching documentaries and reading every book they could find on space travel. Now, as they stood before the gleaming rocket ship named Odyssey, their hearts raced with anticipation. They were about to become part of history. After months of rigorous training, the day arrived for their launch. Family and friends gathered at the Space Center, waving banners and cheering as the rocket prepared for takeoff. Ava, Sam, and Tia donned their space suits, their excitement palpable as they climbed aboard. The crew was small but diverse, consisting of scientists, engineers, and the three young explorers who had won a genetic lottery of sorts. "Here we go!" Sam exclaimed, his eyes sparkling with enthusiasm. "Keep your hands inside the vehicle," joked Tia, trying to mimic the safety announcements they had heard countless times during their training sessions. Launch control counted down, and within moments, the engines roared to life. The force pressed them back into their seats as the rocket soared into the sky, leaving Earth behind. Through the panoramic windows, they watched as the blue planet shrank away, replaced by the dark expanse of space. The journey would take 6 months, but the days flew by as they devoted themselves to their studies, conducted experiments, and trained for their mission. Ava, with her passion for biology, studied Martian ecosystems, while Sam, an aspiring engineer, worked on repairs for their equipment. Tia, the aspiring astronaut, practiced piloting the rover that would beckon them to the Martian surface. Finally, the day arrived when they would descend onto Mars. With their hearts pounding with excitement, they suited up and gathered in the cabin. The atmosphere grew tense as they began their descent. They watched their instruments, hoping for a smooth landing. "Touchdown in T-5. 4. 3, the pilot called. The rocket shuddered as they hit the Martian surface with a gentle thud, the red dust swirling around them as the engines powered down. "Welcome to Mars," Tia shouted, with a laugh of exhilaration. They opened the hatch, and the stark landscape opened before them, undulating red dunes, towering cliffs, and valleys that seemed to stretch endlessly. It was harsh yet breathtaking, a world unlike any they had ever seen. "Let's get the rover ready," Sam said, and they eagerly moved outside. The rover gleamed under the distant sun, ready for exploration, its large wheels designed to handle the rocky terrain. Ava hopped in first, followed closely by Sam and Tia. As they powered up the rover, they saw a strange pattern in the sands ahead, a series of circular shapes carved into the ground. The curiosity shimmered in their eyes. Could it be signs of life? Ava suggested, her heart racing. "Only one way to find out," Tia replied, steering the rover toward the strange formations. As they approached, the patterns became clearer. The circles were much larger than they appeared from a distance and seemed to lead into the side of a hill. "This is incredible," Sam exclaimed, feeling a mix of thrill and awe. "We have to investigate further." They exited the rover and descended into the cavern, carefully navigating the rocky walls. Inside, they discovered ancient Martian hieroglyphs etched into the stone, remnants of a civilization long gone. Sam took pictures while Ava studied the markings, her scientific mind racing with possibilities. As they ventured deeper, they came across a series of small chambers, each filled with artifacts, twisted metal, pottery-like vessels, and strange tools that hinted at advanced technology. or hung in the air like a shimmering veil. What do you think happened here? Tia mused, inspecting a carved stone statue. They must have lived here long before us, perhaps adapted to the planet's harsh conditions, Ava replied. But what caused their disappearance? Just then, their rover's communication device crackled to life, breaking the mystery. Team, we've detected a disturbance on the surface. Please return to the rover immediately. Guess we'll have to unlock that mystery later, Sam said reluctantly. They rushed back to the rover, concerned about the disturbance. As they emerged from the cavern, a powerful dust storm swept across the Martian landscape, obscuring their view and battering them with sand. Get inside. We have to weather this storm. Tia shouted, scrambling for safety. The winds roared around them, rattling the rover with increasing intensity. Inside, they secured themselves as the storm howled outside. Estranged from the planet, they felt both vulnerable and united in their mission. As they waited for the storm to pass, Ava glanced at Sam, who was staring out the window, deep in thought. Do you think the Martians fought against the dust storms too? He wondered. Perhaps they found ways to adapt, Ava replied, her mind racing with possibilities. How can we protect ourselves from the elements? After several anxious hours, the storm gradually subsided, leaving a shimmering silence in its wake. Let's head back to the ruins, Tia suggested as they emerged from the rover, eager to continue their exploration. As they approached the caves again, Ava had an idea. What if we harness some technology from the ruins? We might be able to learn how the Martians survived here, maybe even communicate with them. Inside the cave, they began organizing the artifacts they had found. With Sam's engineering skills, they set to work, piecing together what seemed to be a control panel. To think, we might be able to make contact with another civilization, Sam said, his voice full of wonder. Hours passed under the glow of their flashlight beams, and finally, with a triumphant beep, the panel flickered to life. The walls illuminated with soft lights, showing images and text. It's a message, Ava said, her heart racing. Looks like a recording. As they activated it, a holographic figure appeared before them, flickering but detailed, a Martian being, with delicate features and deep-set eyes. Greetings, travelers from afar, the figure said in a melodic voice. If you hear this message, know that we once thrived here but lost our way, forgetting the balance of nature and our connection to the universe. The trio listened, captivated. Our legacy is not lost. Learn from our mistakes. Protect your home, and your heart shall guide you back when the time is right. The transmission ended, leaving them in stunned silence. Wow, Sam breathed. They learned the importance of caring for their planet just like we need to learn on Earth. Ava nodded slowly. We were meant to find this. It's our responsibility now to share this knowledge. Once back in their rover and on their return journey to the launch site, the trio felt a newfound purpose fill the air. They had not only discovered Mars but also the message of a lost civilization, one that warned them to cherish their home and to respect life wherever it flourished. As they looked out over the Martian horizon, shades of red and orange fading into twilight, Ava, Sam, and Tia pledged to become ambassadors of the message, dedicating themselves to not just exploring space but preserving the home they still loved. Upon their return to Earth, they weren't just heroes of a mission to Mars, they were the guardians of its legacy. And as they stood together, looking back at the stars, they understood that their journey, transcending beyond the red planet, was only just beginning.